Goal of the first period. It was scored by Stephen Persson on a power play, and that is the 12th Islander power play goal of this series, which ties a record for a best-of-7 Stanley Cup playoff series. The Islanders outshot the Flyers 10-6 and had those 10 shots in succession after the Flyers got 3 to open the period and then 3 to close it. I mentioned Stephen Persson's power play goal tying a record. Bryan Trottier is 1 point away from tying a record for points in a playoff year. He is 26, and the record is shared by Phil Esposito and Frank Mahovlich at the moment at 27. Something tells me that's really not the most important thing on your mind right now.
Not right now, Dave. We've had some good scoring opportunities in that period, and we got to put them away because we know that 1 goal lead is nothing to a team like the Flyers that have good scoring power.
Brian, you've been into a dressing room with your teammates over 100 times this season, counting exhibition and regular season and now playoff games, and I would imagine there's a special feeling tonight because this game, of course, is unlike any other you've played.
Well, it's the closest I've ever been, and a lot of guys in that dressing room ever to win a championship, and it might be the closest we'll ever get again to having the opportunity to get the Stanley Cup, and we're going to make the best of it. You know, we're hungry, we're young, and we have good solid players that want to go out there and work for each other.
Does that make it a different dressing room in terms of more noise or less noise?
I don't know. People talk of youthful enthusiasm, and we like to kind of display that out on the ice, and it's pretty quiet in that dressing room, kind of the calm before the storm.
It would be fitting if you won the Stanley Cup on the road because of the way that you've arrived here with the great success on the road in Buffalo and in Boston, and a victory here earlier in the series in Philadelphia. Does that mean that there's nothing about trying to win it and perhaps eventually winning it in Philadelphia that's going to bother you now?
Well, the way we look at it, Dave, is if the Flyers get 1 victory, it could give them some momentum and some confidence, and we want to keep it. We don't get paid any more money for playing any extra games, so we want to go out there and win it as fast as possible, as well as take away any advantage that we might be giving Philly. So whether we do it on our home ice or on Philadelphia's ice really doesn't make a big difference. You know, we got good fan support in New York, and we know that they're back there rooting for us now.
I've heard a lot of things about the Islanders, a lot of explanations as to why you've done so well, and the one thing that seems to come through is that you were very well prepared to play every game for every circumstance. Could you perhaps capsulize that into what Al Arbour does, how he does it to get you to the point where you go out on the ice, you know exactly what you want to do and proceed to do it?
Well, I think Al has to give a lot of credit to his assistant, Billy McMillan. The two of them, they work pretty hard on watching films, coming up and instructing individuals as to positional play and doing different things in different situations. We worked really hard on our draws this year, but it's one area that we've really concentrated on throughout the year. And we've gotten the desire from the hockey players. You know, there's some talk that, you know, some teams lose their hungriness, you know, when they get deflated as many times as we have in the last few years. But the players stayed hungry, and their desire to win remained strong. But the preparation that Al and Billy, as well as I know Bill Torrey, you know, chipped in as much as he possibly could. But their doors were always open whenever we had a problem off the ice, and that makes it a little easier as well.
Thank you very much, C Bryan Trottier. Congratulations on everything that's happened so far, and good luck for the rest of the season, however long it may last. Stanley Cup 80 continues in just a moment.